It is faces, voices, and writers on Kansas Sports Chatter with so many great personalities, media personalities throughout the state. Here's our chance to get to know them a little bit better. Our guest today, Justin Fluke. He is the president of the MSC Radio Group out in Northeast Kansas. All right, so Justin, you're a Medicine Lodge guy. You went to school at Fort Hays State University. How did you end up in Northeast Kansas? Take me through your path. The stage is yours.
Sure. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, Cole, and congratulations on your new endeavor here. I'm kind of the weird kid. I wanted to be a sports broadcaster from the time I was like 10. I have cassette tapes of me doing sports recordings and doing my top 10 countdown. And I was fortunate they had a Christian radio station in Medicine Lodge, so I got to work or volunteer there a couple years, get some experience while I was in high school. And then, Fort Hays State, and worked for Eagle a couple years while I was out there in Hays, and went to a job fair in Wichita and met Robert Hilton, who was one of the owners of the company at the time. And they had a position open for a sports director. And so I took that in 2001 as my first job out of college and thought, never been to Hiawatha, never heard of Hiawatha and many towns up around this area. But, it sounds like a good starting place. And I'll be here for a couple years and go somewhere else. And work my way up the ladder. Well, as it's turned out, it's been, 24 years later, and I'm still here. Everything just kind of fell into place. I was doing sports for 5 years, then decided I needed to start making money. So I got into sales, had an opportunity to get into the management group, had an opportunity then to buy into the ownership group in 2015. And then the other two owners of the company decided they were ready to retire 3 years ago. And so at that point, took over the company, and here I am for the rest of my life.
So you and I are old enough to remember that media studies at Fort Hays was at Heather Hall. It still makes me sad every time I drive through campus and I don't see Heather Hall anymore. It makes me sad.
Just drove through this summer, actually, and the college, the campus, it's awesome. Love my time at Fort Hays State, and especially because I was able to get, such a quick start and get involved in radio and TV, my freshman year when I first showed up. I was only in Hays for 3 years, as it turned out, to get my degree. But I loved Heather Hall. A lot of great stories, a lot of great people that I was able to work with. And what I remember is just a lot of late nights at Heather Hall. I remember Tuesday nights when we can go to McDonald's and buy 30 cheeseburgers because they were 29 cents each or 39 cents each, and bring them back. And we'd all just be hanging out there, a lot of different evenings with tacos or burgers and working late and having fun doing radio and TV. So
all the best stuff there at FHSU. Hey, Justin, for you, what is it about broadcasting that you love? I mean, you mentioned, at a young age that you were kind of interested in already, but even once you got into the industry, what is it that you just love?
It's bringing an event to life, for people that aren't able to be there, and just try to, provide them with entertainment and information, to be able to promote, student athletes and programs and schools and communities. I mean, I feel like everything that I do ultimately boils down to that, trying to be a positive influence, trying to make a difference, to shine a little positive ray of light on different players, programs, coaches, communities. I feel like that's what we do as broadcasters best. And that's what I love about my job every day. So
I love your path, and you kind of explained it, getting into broadcasting, then the sales side and the management side and ownership side. So you have a really good coverage of all the facets of media. So for you, how have you seen the evolution of radio and how it has evolved, and just how you guys have been able to grow with MSC?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. I feel like radio's done a good job of, utilizing the technology that's been out there, and kind of gravitating towards that. They don't make a lot of traditional radios anymore, but the fact is there's more radios now than there's ever been at any point in America. Like, everybody walks around every single day now with a radio in their pocket. Every computer, laptop, phone, every smart device and Alexa, it's a radio, right? And so just feel like the radio's done a good job of evolving with that. Our company, I feel like, has done a lot of that, but we obviously got into video streaming 13 years ago, and we now have 5 different video channels that we're broadcasting live sporting events on, besides our 6 radio stations in our group. And so, we do billboards, we still do some print, preview magazines, obviously the digital side of things, and what we've been able to do with our webcast and some of those things has been huge as well. So yeah, it's definitely changed a lot, but I couldn't be more excited about the future. I mean, I think it's continuing to evolve to where we're seeing more short form, exactly like what we're doing right now, right? Like short form ways that people can go on demand and get entertained or information that they want. And so that's another change I think that we're going through right now. But again, I think broadcasters are doing a phenomenal job of meeting people at where they're at and what they need, and still providing a free service that's accessible, and that's available when they need it. And so there's been a lot of changes, but it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really proud of the way that broadcasters have embraced the technology and the changes, unlike maybe some of the other industries. So.
And I know you're still calling games for Holton High School up there, but I mean, just with your group in general, how much have you noticed the importance of covering high school sports and the expansion of that and just how big that is throughout the state?
Well, people can't get enough of it because, when you're broadcasting a live sporting event and people can't be there, you're probably one of the only ways that they have access to that event and to know exactly what is going on. And so, yeah, we're fortunate too. I feel like in Northeast Kansas, we're pretty spoiled up here, of course, with all of our different stations and video channels. We cover almost 50 teams. And so we're blessed in that regard. But man, I just feel like every year, every year that I've been here, it's championship for volleyball or football or basketball or wrestling. And we've got, 7, 8, 9, 10 teams in, state championship games or state tournaments or, state competition. And so this area has been incredible. I feel like, with the Twin Valley League and now the Big East with the Big Seven and Mid East combining and the Northeast Kansas League. And we cover schools and some stuff up in Southeast Nebraska as well. But the passion up here is real. Like, for whatever reason, I mean, sports has had a good tradition up here and people can't get enough of it. So whether it's coaches shows, scoreboard shows, podcasts, live games, no matter what it is, people can't get enough. And so I'm just appreciative to be in an area to where people, enjoy that as much as they do.
Justin, appreciate your time and keep up the good work. I've enjoyed listening and following your stations.
Thanks, Cole, and best of luck to you. Enjoy the new platform here. So.
Thank you, sir. That is Justin Fluke, the president of MSC Radio Group.